Alright guys, welcome back to another tutorial, and in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a real quick overview of the interface, because whenever I first started out with Android Studio it was all kind of overwhelming and kind of confusing. It just made me feel uncomfortable not really knowing what any of this stuff was. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go through piece by piece and talk to you guys in detail what everything means. Instead, as we need the tools, that's when I'm going to be talking to you guys about, okay, so this is, the AVD manager, and this is how you use it. So instead of overwhelming you guys, giving you, the intricate details of what everything is, I just want to give you guys a real general overview to make you guys a little bit more comfortable with the interface. Blech, can't talk. Alright, so of course, at the very top, this is simple up here. We have the menu bar. Pretty much all of our additional tools and settings, as well as some, very common stuff we can find in the menu bar. Nothing new there. Now under it, we have a toolbar. So all of these little icons, this is actually called the toolbar right here. Now, as we saw in the last tutorial, what the toolbar is basically shortcuts to more commonly used aspects of the program. For example, maybe this SDK manager. Well, we can also get there with tools, Android SDK manager, but since we use that quite a bit, that's why they put that in the toolbar. Now, if you ever want to customize your toolbar, I recommend just keeping it the same, but if you ever have a tool that you find yourself using a lot, you can actually right click in this empty area and click customize menus and toolbars, and then you can click the little programs that you either want to remove or add. Again, you click on them and all of your settings are right here to either add them or remove them from your toolbar. Pretty intuitive. So that's what that little chunk of this Android Studio is. Now underneath this little thing right here that looks like I don't know, kind of a file directory explanation on like steroids or something. This is actually called the navigation bar, and basically what it is it shows the path to whatever current file you're working on. So this right here, the navigation bar, is pretty much the same as this thing up here. So it's pretty much a long file path. Now the cool thing about this is that, like I said, it is pretty much a file path on steroids, because if you ever go to a directory, you can actually click on it and it's going to show you all the contents of that directory. So pretty sweet. And again, it's a file path to whatever current file you're working on. So if you change a file, this is going to change as well. Now, this main area that I cannot ignore is the editor window. So the editor window is where we're going to be spending most of our time, and it's pretty much the main area to show whatever file you are currently working on. So right now, we'll talk about this designer later on. It's pretty much, as you probably could have guessed, how you lay out all the widgets and stuff for your interface. Now, we're also going to be looking at this a lot, which is pretty much the text view of the file. Pretty much where we're going to be editing the source code and doing a bunch of cool stuff. But anyways, this main area shows whatever current file you're working on. You probably could have guessed that. Now over here on the left hand side, this is called the project window. Now, whenever I am developing an app, what I like to do is I like to change this drop down from Android to project. So, as you can see, whenever you change it to project, it's going to list every directory in your entire project. Now, one of the most important directories is called app. Now, this is where all your source code and all your like main layout files are. So, if you just want a real condensed view of all the important files, then you can just hover down to Android, and I actually keep that on Android for this tutorial. But if you ever want an overview of your entire project, again, you can change that to project. But just for these tutorials, all the source code and stuff is in this Android drop down. So I'll stick with that. I don't know, I think it'll be a little bit easier, I guess. Alright, so we pretty much covered this whole interface except for these things on the side. These little bars that say like project, structure, all of that crap. So first of all, as you can see, whenever I click it, it toggles whatever window is on and off. So this is the project window, and I'm going to click that. It's going to toggle that visible or I don't want to say it's invisible, but you know, visible, invisible. I'll say that, whatever. So if you ever feel that your entire interface it just looks kind of cluttered and you decide that you want to hide all of these quick window bars, then go down in the very bottom left corner and you're going to see this little square gray icon. This is the toggle either to show or hide all of these quick window bars. So click that and they're all going to be hidden. Click it again. Show them all. Hide, show, hide, show. Can do it all day if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and click that again so it shows them all because that's the default. Now another thing I want to point out is if you hover over it, it's going to give you all of those quick windows. So I don't know, maybe you're on I don't know, maybe you're on the structure and you want to get the project again, but you're too lazy to bring your mouse all the way back up there. So you can just go this, click project, and it's going to pop up for you. Again, just two different ways of doing the same thing.